to the cloud button, and we are live here, man. All right. So listen up, everybody. And actually, let me put everybody on mute all. All right, everybody is muted, and when we're done, we're going to unmute our guest. So, thank you first of all for being on the call, because this is an investment in yourselves and your family and your dream and whatever else you're trying to do, as far as the wholesaling real estate game. Today, we're on a tight time schedule. I'm not going to waste too much time talking about, what I got going on in myself, because I really want to give you guys the opportunity to speak with this next individual. You guys always know that I'm trying to bring people on that can add value to your business. And what I mean by add value is help you out, create more time for you, make it a little bit easier on yourselves, but also put money in your pocket, right? Because that's what we're on for. What's going on, Bill? So we want to also be able to provide value in all those aspects. So, this person that we're bringing on today is someone who's also helped me. I've added, I think, 3 or 4 buyers to my buyers list. The beautiful thing about of what he does and his company does is that they're going to provide and add buyers to your buyers list that are qualified, that have already been qualified to purchase a property. You just got to go out and shop for them. Essentially, it's really that easy. They're going to say, hey, this is what they're qualified for. This is how much money they have. Go find them. Go hunting. And once you do that, you can go hunting for a property specifically for that individual. And as long as it meets the criteria, they're going to go ahead and purchase the property. So I'm not going to get too much in the way. I want to go ahead and let him tell his story and what he's doing and how he's his company and how it works, and then leave some time for you to ask some questions. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and unmute my guy, Jeff Kingsley. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing excellent, Tommy. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you letting me on the call with y'all.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you making the time to be on the call with us. So I kind of want to get out of the way, man, just let you kind of talk and tell about what you do. And, every once in a while I'll ask some questions and we'll take it from there.
All right, cool. Well, just a little bit of background about myself so y'all know where I'm coming from. I'm from Dallas, not born and raised, but pretty much raised. Got here when I was 4 out of Detroit. Spent most of my life here, but did my stint in the Navy. Did that for 4.5 years, and moved back here. Immediately got in the mortgage business with Countrywide Home Lending. Who remembers them?
Countrywide, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy that went to jail.
Yep.
I joined the business at the wrong time. I joined in May 07. I was killing it like gangbusters. And 3 months later, the whole economy crashed. So I made it through 8 rounds of layoffs till Bank of America bought us. Said, yeah, we don't need that floor anymore. You gone. So spent the rest of the time. I couldn't get back in the financial district that time. Ended up getting out of Verizon and was a GM for them for about 8 years, and did the roofing business for a little bit and landed in the hard money business about a year ago. And I'm loving it. This is my niche. This is what I do. I move numbers. I get creative. I figure out ways where, hey, you ain't qualified this way. Let's work it this way. You ain't qualified that way. Let's look at this option. I'm very good at moving things around. I'm very customer service oriented. I don't know, Tommy, how many times have I not answered a phone call?
Oh, never. Never.
Thank you. Or I shoot you a quick text and I'm like, I'll call you back, and I call you back within 5-10 minutes. I'm hands on. I always joke, the only time I am unavailable is during the Dallas Cowboys game. That's it. Outside that 3 hours, you got me. So I added 3 hours to my work week outside in the off season. All right. Gotcha. Company I work for is Sherman Bridge Lending. We're based out here in Dallas, Texas. So my Dallas people, if we want to meet up, grab a coffee, grab a drink, grab a lunch, something like that, happy to do it. I love to do face-to-faces. All right. We're a hard money lender.
Yeah, I was about to say, so I know for a lot of us, we're talking about creative financing, right? And figuring out ways to get I appreciate that, Bill. And whoever said that else, I know Sean's on here too. You mentioned the Dallas Cowboys, but I know we're Giants fans. But,
y'all can get off the call now. Giants and Eagles fans, Redskins, y'all can bounce.
I can't get off the call because it's my call, so I can't do that. But yeah, so learning how to do these creative finance things, I guarantee that's something that we're going to want to talk about and dive into. But tell us a little bit about what Sherman Bridge does and what you do there.
Perfect. Yeah. Sherman Bridge, we've been around since 2009. Okay. So they opened when everything was going to hell in a handbasket. We're a very non-risk related lender. Our goal is to make our borrowers money. That's it. We don't want the house. So we want to make sure that whatever project they're getting into makes sense. The rehab budget makes sense. The ARV makes sense. They ain't going to be 6 months down the road saying, oh, I need an extra 20 grand to complete this. Yeah. You know, where people fall in trouble and then they're gone forever. That does me no good because there's no repeat business and people getting foreclosed on. So we are very risk averse. So we're a little bit tighter standards than some companies. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, the loan's going to close and it's going to be a good loan. It's going to be a good deal for them.
If I'm just going to pick someone here, if Courtney has a deal, right, and she sends it to me, I'm the fix and flipper. I'm the one that's going to go ahead and take on the project. Courtney's the wholesaler. And she sends me, what are you guys looking for in order for this deal to go through?
Are you talking about qualifications of the buyer?
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
For the buyer and for the property, like the loan to value and all that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so loan to value depends on the qualifications of the buyer. Okay, Tommy, do me a favor. After this conference call, if you could shoot me emails of whoever's on here, I'm happy to shoot over our programs to them so they can kind of see this. Okay, that way they have it in their email, they can reference it, and they kind of know what's going on. Bottom line, we need people, and this is my job. This is not your job. This is my job. But you can ask them, kind of feel them out. If you come across people that you want to see if they get qualified. But on my end, I'm feeding people to y'all that are already qualified. Okay? Mm-hmm. So if you're talking to people and they're looking to get lending, I need to see that they've owned at least one property for a year or more, or for at least a year. Okay? So it can't be someone that just bought property yesterday. Because we want to see mortgage history. We want to see that this person pays their debts, pays their mortgage in particular. Okay? So that's very important. One real estate experience is what we call it. It can be a primary residence. It can be a fix and flip. It can be a rental. Doesn't matter. Okay? But they need to own one property.
All right.
If they own 3 or more in the past 10 years, then they can qualify for better rates, terms, higher LTVs. Okay? They need a minimum credit score of 600. If their score is 650 or above, all the better. Okay? They need to have an LLC formed or an S Corp or C Corp. We only lend to businesses. This is to be, again, risk adverse. Some guy falls off the roof during the rehab. He's not suing that person individually and taking the house from them. And then they lose the house and we lose the house and everyone's out money. So we only lend to businesses. Okay? Smart. That's simple. That's the simplest thing. I mean, for an LLC or an S Corp or whatever, it takes a week. So that shouldn't be an issue. Here's the thing, though. Let's say you're talking to John Cunningham, and he's owned a property, but his credit's in the crapper right now. He's got through a divorce. Everything went to hell. So he's like, I just can't qualify for nothing. Mm-hmm. Only one member of the LLC, S Corp, C Corp, whatever it is, needs to have the qualifying standards of at least one property and at least a 600 credit score. Only one member.
Okay.
I worked with a guy 2 months ago where literally he passed me off to one brother, a second brother, his mom, and then his dad. And his dad finally had the credit score because they all had property, but no one had credit score.
Okay.
So they just formed one giant LLC just so dad was on there, so he had the qualifying standards. Dad had nothing to do with the rehab. He had nothing to do with the loan, nothing to do with anything. His stuff was in there just for qualifications. Okay, so that's one way we try to get creative. Hey, who do you know? We were talking to Lorraine yesterday, Tommy, right?
Yep.
That was my question. It's like, who do you know that we just need assets. Who do you know that can provide this? You know, some people don't know anyone. You got to let those go. You're not going to get every fish. It's impossible.
Gotcha.
You know, but if you can, and again, this isn't your job. This is my job to dive deeper. But if you're talking to somebody, just so you kind of have an idea of what we're looking for, minimum credit score 600, minimum one property owned. Okay.
Where do you guys lend to? Is it just in specific states, or do you have buyers in all 50 states, or what?
16 states. I can go through them, or I include an email.
Well, I guess if you can go through them real quick, you know, as
I will.
the ones that you can remember, people that are on the call, because what I want people to do is if you guys can start putting your emails, if you want this information, you can start putting your emails in the chat. I see
there you go.
And then I can kind of forward that over to Jeff. So basically what he's going to do is take the 16 states that they work in. So when they get buyers, they can say, oh, matter of fact, there's a perfect example. Bill's on the call here right now. Jeff hit me up. He said, hey, do you have any wholesalers in Jersey? I said, yeah, we do. North Jersey or South Jersey? Because, you know, that's like two different states. So he said, South Jersey. I said, all right, cool. I said, I got my man Bill down in South Jersey. So I connected the two, and boom, now he'll be able to, if anybody is in Jersey that's qualified, he knows Bill can go shopping for them and go find a property for him. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, go ahead and put your email below. And now I'll let you go, Jeff, and kind of go over the states that you're in.
All right. Also, keep in mind, we're always opening new states. I think here the next 60 to 90 days, we're going to have Kansas and Missouri open, which aren't open right now. But so I'm saying that for this purpose. If you're not located or not working in a state that I'm currently lending in, keep my information, send me your information. I'm going to put you on my list on that state. When we open it up, I can just hit you up and go, hey, I'm opening here now. So let's do business. All right. So let's see. So far, we got Texas, of course, Oklahoma, California, Colorado, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, West Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland. I'm still going. I got three more. Where am I forgetting here?
DC, by any chance?
Not DC, not yet. Jersey.
You said Jersey already.
I said Jersey. All right. Georgia, Alabama, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah, like two more.
I know I'm forgetting one. I know I'm forgetting it. Okay. I got to go through Virginia, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Tennessee. North Carolina. There's a winner. Okay.
Okay.
North Carolina. And I'll think of the last one here sooner or later. I'm sorry?
Are you in South Carolina?
Not yet. That's one that we're anticipating opening this year, but not yet.
Perfect.
So
we got a couple people here in South Carolina.
All right. So,
awesome. So
and that's one I like. South Carolina in particular, I'm feeling a lot more investors call me from. So I'm expecting that one to be within the next few months. So South Carolina in particular, if you're just working there, let me know.
So
hot spots seem to be Florida, Georgia, Philly, Colorado, Texas right now, DFW, in Houston.
Okay. So there's a couple of people here that that maybe are not in any of those states, right? But, I know one time you called me and you said, "Hey Tommy, I got a property that just came across my desk. Remember that foreclosed property that like we needed to close like within a couple of days? It was out in like St. Petersburg, Tampa, somewhere around on the west coast of Florida."
Yeah.
So I was right.
And we got that closed, by the way.
Yeah. So what like if you're not in a state that he's in, you might know somebody, and guess what? There's an opportunity to JV on that, right? So that's just because they're not in your state right now doesn't mean this is not good information for you guys. So let me how because this is a group that's about primarily we're all here to learn about wholesaling, but I think it's really important for everybody on the group to understand both sides of it, because when you can understand how it looks from the lender's side, it makes you a better wholesaler. When you can understand how it looks from the buyer's side, it makes you a better wholesaler. But from a wholesaling standpoint, what do we need to provide to you to make it to make your job easier, to get you through the process as fast as possible, so you can make a decision on whether or not this is a yay or a nay on this particular property?
A phone number and email. That's it. A
Okay.
phone number and email, and better yet, give them the expectation he's calling you. And that way they are expecting the call. It's
Well,
not a cold call.
what about the actual property though? So you say that, yes, this is we got a buyer here. He's qualified. What do you need from me to provide to that buyer, or which is going to eventually provide to you?
Okay, so I've noticed, Tommy, you're good at this, and I don't know who else is going to be good at this based on experience. Obviously, there's a lot of people on this call. But if you're able to help that person with the rehab budget, now you're going to have your experienced ones. Those are easy. The experienced people, they know what the hell they're doing. The new people, you might have to hold their hand a little bit and tell them, okay, we need to take care of X, Y, and Z on this property for you to get the ARV that you're expecting, okay? You also want to stress, they need to do the work properly. I mean, it sounds stupid, but they need to do the work properly and use the proper materials. Obviously, granite countertops are going to be worth more than Formica, Are they putting in hardwood floors, or are they putting in carpet, So what I tell my borrowers is, okay, when they get me a contract, I send them over our rehab budget worksheet to fill out. And I tell them, try to be as specific as possible. You want to paint a picture for the appraiser. The appraiser is none of our friends, never has been. But if you can paint a picture so they can see what you're doing, they're going to give you a proper ARV. Okay? If you just say you're going to spend $3,000 replacing flooring and they don't know what you're replacing it with, they're going to just assume it's the cheapest bottom barrel thing that you can do. Okay? So specificity is very important. You want to make sure that they are presenting a picture of what this house is going to look like when they're done. Okay?
Gotcha.
And they need to follow that budget too. Okay? That's a very important thing. If they say they're putting hardwood floors in and they call the inspector out and then they change their mind at the last minute and say, it's some carpet in, they're not going to get any money. They didn't do what they're supposed to. And that's going to affect the ARV. So we're not going to give you money on something you didn't do properly. Okay? So one thing I'd like to really touch on, especially on the lending side, is return on investment. Okay? For the borrower.
Okay.
That's where we get a lot of our converts. Your older school flippers they've got the cash money. Now, if they got millions and millions and millions of dollars, I ain't even messing with them, because unless they're doing millions and millions of dollars type of homes, doesn't matter. And real quick, just so we get that out of the way, minimum loan amount $75,000 on any program. So anything under $75,000, that's a different company. That's not us. We can go up to $4 million, but my point being is, with these cash buyers, they've got this old school thought of, why am I going to pay you, the lender, thousands of dollars when I can just do this? I can afford it myself. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair question. So let's say you have a house. You buy it for $150. You're putting, 30 into it. So that's $180 in. You're going to flip it for $250. So it's $70,000 profit. Take off $5,000 for closing costs when you sell it. So you made $65,000. Well, going through a lender, you're only going to make $55,000 on that because of closing costs and everything like that. However, would you rather be tied up on one project for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe longer if it ends up just this business? I mean, you run into problems. You don't know. But at minimum, you're into a property 3 to 6 months. You have $200,000, your own money, tied up in that one property. 2 weeks later, you see another one you could make double on. Or not, that's not even say double. Say the same thing. Well, your money's tied up. You can't do that.
Yeah.
See another one a month later. Can't do that. Your money's tied up right now. That's our whole industry. That's hard money.
Yeah. So
we're here so that you can do 4 projects, 3 projects at one time. If you're doing 3 or 4, yeah, you may make $10,000 less, $15,000 less on a deal. But if you're making 3 or 4, Now you're making, instead of what, 55 on one, you're making 40 on three. Do the math. Which is more profitable for the investor? And that's what I'm good at, is explaining that.
So guys, just so you understand what we're talking about, because people always ask this and say, well, man, hard money is so expensive. Why don't I just use my own money, right? There's a football player for the Falcons that we're working with, providing properties for, and he's like, hey Tommy, I got one of my game checks. Now his 1 week game check was like over 300,000, right? So he's like, I got one of my game checks that's just sitting in his living room. He's like, I'm just going to use that to purchase a property. And I said, no, man, that's not how you do this game. I was like, I know you got the money, that's not the case, but you can take that $350,000 game check and then use just a small portion of that and get into multiple properties. And it's always better to diversify your risk as well. So,
exactly. Well said.
So important to understand. People ask that all the time. Why do you do that? So I'm glad you hit on that.
Yeah. And that's the whole point. The whole point is for everyone here, me, I'm trying to make money. I ain't lying. I got 6 kids,
Kids. Wow, bro.
Well, I got personally 1. My fiance got 5, so no, I got 6.
That means you got 6. Okay.
So, but yeah, I make my commission off whatever the loan amount is. I make my commission. It's flat rate. It doesn't matter. I don't sell points. I don't sell. Everything is what it is. It's not like, well, I can make more money if I charge this. I can. So it is what it is.
Let's speak on that. Because I want to make sure that we understand, guys. As wholesalers, I'm telling you, man, you're not the one in the position of doing this. But if you understand this, if you understand how this works, you're going to know whether or not it's a deal or a no deal. Some people get upset and they say, but Tommy, they're going to make $50,000 on the property. They're going to make $60,000 on the property. But when you take in consideration what he just mentioned, something about points, interest rate, all those things, you're taking those things, it might not be that big wad of cash. And this is also good for you to understand when you're talking to sellers, because a lot of times the seller will say, oh, you guys are going to make $50,000 on this property. And so they're going to say, well, this is why I'm selling at this inflated price. You have to be able to explain to them that, no, we're not going to make $50,000 because we have to do this, this, and this. We have to pay these points and all those things. So Jeff, can you kind of talk about what that means? Some people in here don't even know what a point is. So if you can explain that a little bit, and just kind of go into detail. And while you're doing that, I'm paying attention. I'm just copying and pasting all these emails. So if you guys want this information, go ahead and put your emails now, because once I send it, I'm not doing this again. There's a lot of emails. All right, so go ahead.
All right. So a point is 1% of the loan amount. Okay. So points are, and some people will call it origination fee. They're synonyms. It's the same exact thing. Points and origination fee are the exact same thing. That's the cost of the loan. That's what they're paying for. They're paying for the money. That's the cost of what they need to pay out of their pocket to get the funding, so that they don't have to come out of their pocket $200,000. They're coming out of their pocket $40,000. Okay? So yeah, you're paying, let's go on the high end. Let's say they're paying 3 points. So that's $6,000, right? Oh no, I don't want to pay $6,000 to borrow $200,000. Well, if you're paying $6,000 to borrow $200,000 4 times, okay, that racks up $24,000 in debt. I just lost $24,000. Well, you also just made, okay, let's say you're doing this on your own. You sell property, you make, like I said, let's say 65 on it, whereas with us you make 50. Well, if you're making 50 and you're doing 3 projects at once, you're making 150. Yeah. Versus you're doing 1 project, you made 60,000. Congratulations, more bully to you, whatever. Yeah, but the whole point in this is for everyone to make money. As wholesalers, if you're using hard money, you're selling more properties.
Yep.
I mean, it's AB. Because if they can get 3 properties, well, guess what? You got paid on 3 properties. They are making profit on 3 properties. I'm getting commission on 3 properties. We're all fat and happy and making money.
Right.
That's why we're in this game, is to make money, provide for our families, set up college funds, set up savings, take a freaking vacation, you know, enjoy life, you know. So that's what I do, is I just help make sure that people are set up in the right position. Because again, we are risk adverse. When someone sends me a rehab budget, I don't just forward it onto the appraiser and say, okay, there it goes. I'm going to review that appraisal and make sure, or rehab budget, and make sure it makes sense. Make sure what they're thinking adds up. If you tell me you're going to replace all the kitchen countertops with granite, and you say, I can do that for $400, I'm going to look at you side-eyed. Because no, that's not going to happen. You know? Now, hey, maybe you might have some great hookup. Cool. More power to you. Set the rehab budget the way it would be if you did not have that hookup. I don't care how much money you save on a project, or whether it's the roof or the foundation or cabinets. If you got a guy, awesome. But set the rehab budget as if you don't. Okay? Because we, again, are risk adverse. So we have to look at every single loan as if, what if this guy doesn't pay back? What if this woman disappears? Okay? Well, if we have to foreclose on a house, are you going to come do the work for us for free? No, you ain't. So we have to set the rehab budget expectedly. You save money? Great. Make more money. We don't care. That's awesome. Good for you. I'm glad you got a guy, you know? But we need to set expectations realistically.
So if we have a property, just so they know what you're looking for, if we have a property that, let's just say, is going to ARV at $100,000, just for the sake of math, right?
You said what's $100,000?
Let's say it's going to, after they fix it up, the after repair value is going to be at $100,000. They're going to resell it at $100,000, right?
Okay, let's go higher, because that wouldn't even meet our minimum loan amount.
Okay, so let's say $200,000. Let's say after they sell it, they're going to sell it for $200,000 after they fix it up. Okay.
Okay.
Where would they need to be at profit-wise? How much percentage of profit would they need? All in, they would need how much?
Generally, you want to make, as an investor, you generally want to hit at least 30%. Now, each one's different. Some are happy making 20, 25%, but I'd say anything less than 20%, there's only one reason to do that. You're holding on to that property because you recognize it's in an area that's going to be great for rental. So you're like, you know what, I'm going to fix it up. I'm not going to make that much on it because I'm not selling it. I'm holding it as a rental because the rental income on the back end is going to make me a lot of money. So I got my residual income coming in. So, you know, some people are fix and flip. Some people are straight buy and hold. Some people fix and then hold, you know. So it depends on the property. If it's a straight fix and flip, if I'm a wholesaler selling to a borrower, I wouldn't do a property that's, I mean, again, less than 20%. And that's 20% is low. It really should be a goal of 30 to 50% on their money.
So, but I'm talking about specifically from you, from Sherman Bridge.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What do you like? What would make you say, "No, we're not doing this," or "Yes, we can do this"? Is it that 30% or 20%? What is it for you guys?
No. It has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
Other than if it's like 20% or less, the underwriter's not going to want to do it because we're putting our investor in a poor position. Okay. Again, unless, and I've had this before where my underwriter calls me and she goes, "They're not making any money." I was like, "They're holding this one." They're like, "Oh, okay, never mind then." You know?
Guys, listen to this. This is important. I don't know if some of you guys probably didn't get this. Y'all didn't catch what he just said. All right. So pay attention to this. So when we teach in the course, we're trying to find 30%. So we take that ARV. Let's say he said $200,000. ARV is $200,000 times 0.7. That means the investor needs to be all in at $140,000. We need to buy the property, pay me my fee, and repairs for $140,000 to make it a good, sound investment. All right. Most investors, they won't do that unless they get that 30% profit margin. Okay. What Jeff just said is that they're willing to go to 0.8. So that means that's a 20% profit margin. Okay. So those are deals that you would not be able to close, that you would not be able to push if your investor is willing to take on that risk, or they're looking at it for a buy and hold type of a deal, right?
Also, Tommy, I'm sorry, real
ahead.
quick. Keep in mind, time to fix and flip. If this is something they can flip in a month or two, 20% ain't nothing because they're not spending that much time on it.
Very true.
But you don't want to spend 6 months on something and you make 20% profit. You're struggling to pay your bills at that point.
That's an excellent point. That's a very, very good point. Like that's the one, like the Ackridge property that Lorraine was looking at. That house has already been worked on. The investor ran out of money, and so it's pretty much already fixed. They got like about a 4-week turnaround on it, on that property. So, very good point. So, guys, this is another outlet for deals that might not normally be a deal, that allows you to move a property that maybe another hard money company would not move or would not use.
Hey, real quick, Tommy.
Yes.
On that point, because I'm talking to a whole group of wholesalers. Okay, so we pay referral fees. We pay $500 per deal. However, we also allow you to set up a brokerage agreement. What I do is just hook you up with our vice president. She hooks you up with Susan. And if you're wanting to charge points on the back end, where at closing you get paid a point or 2 points, again, a point is 1% of the loan amount. However you want to charge your customers, you charge them. Now, if you want to charge them all up front, great. You make your money that way, cool. If you want to set up a brokerage agreement, cool, you can get paid on the back end. But regardless, you get $500 just for the referral. Okay? So if you want to set up a brokerage agreement with our company, you can absolutely do that.
Got you.
But that's on y'all how you want to run this is y'all's businesses. So it's how y'all want to run your businesses and how you want to do your customers. But
good.
That's always an option.
All right. So that's another way that you guys could maybe I'm always about win-win situations. So if I need to take a little less in order to make the deal work, right, I'm going to do it. But if we set up a brokerage agreement and you can make a $500 referral fee or however you want to do it, then that also is an option. So now you can get paid a different way. So we're going to start going into questions. Guys, I've already sent the email out. Already sent that email out already. So if, the email already went out. But what I'm going to do here, someone, Ramona asked, don't you need to factor in the points and interest in the price of the buyer? Absolutely, Ramona. So as a wholesaler, as a good wholesaler, right?
Yeah, that's a very clear point. Very clear point, Tommy.
As a good wholesaler, you always need to have your end buyer's best interest in mind, right? Because if they're making money and it fits their portfolio, if it fits inside their box of what they're looking for, then they're going to be happy with you and they're going to keep coming back to you. Okay. So you do need to factor in. That's why understanding how to do that is important. Understanding what a point is, understanding that if they're charging 2, 3, 4 points, that what that looks like to them, and then being able to figure out what that interest rate is and how much that's going to cost them. Knowing how to do that is very, very important. So you can tell them honestly, yes, you're going to make some money, but it's not going to be as much as you want, or it might just, this whole thing where you're talking about, do you need to factor in the points? If I'm going to hold it and then refinance it for a lower interest rate, because this is hard money, right? This is not cheap money, right? This is money.
Not our business.
Exactly. This is money that you're getting quickly, that you can close in what 10 days, Jeff?
I closed a loan last week in 4 days.
In 4 days. So if it's something that needs to happen
quickly, I want that expectation. 7 to 10 is the expectation, though. All right. Okay. just so y'all know.
So it can be as fast as 4 days, but typically let's just say 7 to 14 days, I think would be a safe area. Obviously they're going to pay for that. There's a premium to have that money happen quickly. But the person is, if they're dealing with them, they already have a decent credit score. They have some money, and now the asset has equity in it, right? So now they can refinance for a lower interest rate for more of a buy and hold type of situation. So that's how you can. But it's a very good question. So if you know how to factor those things in there, you can present this whole package to them, and it looks nice and clean, and it looks like, man, Ramona is a genius. Like, she took in consideration everything, right? And that just makes you look like a better investor, a better wholesaler.
Also, real quick, Tommy,
Yeah.
for the buy and holds or someone that's holding onto a property, that program is designed for either purchases. So if someone finds something that's ready to move in, it just has to be in livable condition. They can do renovations if they want. It just has to be in livable condition. Other than that, they can do a rate and term, or they can do a cash out refi. So if they find a property that's just gold and they can cash out, make 40 grand cash out, I mean, come on. Now you got 40 grand cash out, and you have a property that you're making money on residually. Make sense?
That does make sense. That makes sense. All right. So what I want to do is I want to open this up for Q&A. So guys, we've talked about a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff, and I get it. If you're brand new, you probably don't even know to ask some questions, right? And that's perfectly okay. That's what this is about. Just exposing you to all aspects of wholesaling, of real estate, right? Because I don't want you to, I've said this time and time again, I don't want you to just be a wholesaler. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I have no shame in my game saying that I'm a wholesaler, but I want you to be able to understand multiple, coming from different points of view, all right? So does anybody have any questions? You guys can start typing in the chat. If you guys know how to do the little raise your hand feature on here, I always forget how to do it. I think you got to hit the 3 buttons. I can't do it for myself because I'm the host. But I think you hit the little 3 buttons in the corner and you can raise your hand. I'll get a notification. But if you have any questions, anybody have any questions right now? All right, Tony, I see you. I'm going to lower your hand. Oh, where'd you go, Tony? There you go. I'm going to lower. Hold up. Wait, it moved. The screen moves. I'm going to unmute you, fam. And hold up. There we go.
What's going on?
And lower your hand. You're live, Tony. What's up, man? Yep,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah. So,
Good.
so I have a question. First, do you guys lend? You guys are talking about the lend. Does he lend to people that do new construction, builders and stuff like that?
Good question. Good question.
New construction.
I got it. Good question. No, we do not, unless it's one particular circumstance. We came up with a program called Buy and Scrape. Now, this is a program that's reserved for experienced flippers. You have to show that you've flipped at least 5 properties in the past 3 years of at least $50,000 and provide before and after pictures on 3 of them. Okay? Because it's such a large undertaking, we want to make sure that person this is their first flip, I'm just going to build a house. No, we don't want that. That's too high risk.
Right.
So if they can show they got the experience that, hey, I've flipped 7 houses the last 3 years, made my profit, did a good job. Perfect. What we'll allow them to do is this. Let's say they find a property that, as far as, especially where, like Atlanta is a great example because Atlanta's getting a total facelift right now. But they find a property that is in just a beautiful area. It'd be great for rent. It's right next to a college or something, But the house was built in 1918. It's not worth even renovating because the bathrooms are too small, the closets are too small. We'll let them tear it down completely and build from scratch there. Okay? But that's the one circumstance. We don't do new construction, just building houses. But, yes, if they find a great piece of land and they're like, I'm going to make $1 million on this, whatever.
And usually
they can do that, but it has to be an experienced investor.
Okay. And usually, how does the numbers work on that? Like, I know it's not the same old wholesaling formula, like 30% off, because I don't know how much it costs to build new construction per square feet and stuff like that. I'm not sure.
Okay. I got you. So, example. I had this one last month. So they found a property for like $120. Okay. They projected that it was going to be about $250 to build this property from scratch.
Okay.
In that area, the way they were doing everything as far as the type of materials, everything. And again, type of materials is an important thing in this business. If you put cheap stuff in, you're going to get a cheap return. So in this particular area, that house would have sold for $650. So let's see, you bought it for what, 120. You put 250 into it. That's what, 270, 370. You're selling for 650. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
You know, but again, that takes an experienced investor. That takes someone that they know what they're doing by this point. They've done a few, you know.
Okay.
And they know the area. That's also. I'll say this on my side as the lender, and this is something Tommy's going to help you with, not me at all. To be a good wholesaler, you need to know your area. You need to know your comps. You need to know what needs to be done. Because if you're just ballparking it, you're gonna have some failed borrowers, and they're gonna lose money, and you're gonna lose the customer. And what's worse is they lost everything. You know what I mean? So know your area, know your comps, know what is being done, what types of renovations are being done. I don't know your area. I know Dallas. That's me. Outside of Dallas, that's all on y'all.
Okay.
And so, Tony, also one thing just to kind of touch on new builds, if they're going to do something like, you have to understand the zoning laws, what's permitted for that particular area, right?
True.
There's a lot more to go into it if you're talking about tearing a house down and then building another one. But there might be, that house might have been grandfathered into a specific zone, right? Now you take that house away, they lose that, right? You got to factor in setbacks and boundary lines. You have to get surveyed. There's a lot more involved, right? So not that you don't do it, right? Not that it's not a good thing to look forward to and try to get yourself into. It's just going to make you better if you can understand that stuff, right? But that's a whole course. Like that's a whole thing that you kind of, that's a little different, right?
Yeah, because I was kind of asking because right now I have a lot under contract.
Okay. So that's something you're going to need to really get into your county's zoning and and probably speak with the county and talk and see what they permit. But you can pretty much find everything online. It's going to say that it's zoned R4, R3, R1. It's going to zone whatever it's zoned for. You have to look that up and figure out what that means. So I know here in R4 it's a 9,000 square foot lot, right? That means the lots could be so you have to have at least 9,000 square feet per one lot, right? So that's how it's zoned, and you don't have that, then you're going to have to file for a variance and go through that process with the city and hope that they can do that, right? There's a lot of different things that how far back from the street does it have to be? How close to the boundary line? There's the city where you have the edge of your building has to be at least 10 feet away from your neighbor's fence line. There's some other places where it needs to be 14 feet. You just kind of have to know those things, right?
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Also, what Tommy's saying is very important. Yeah. Do not rely on your buyers as far as that information goes. The saying "buyers are liars" it's a saying for a reason.
Yeah.
So I mean, one of the very first loans I did, I lost because the guy was changing it from a single family to a multifamily, and it wasn't zoned that way. I did specifically ask him the question before he paid anything, before he gotten anything. I was like, "Is this zoned for multifamily?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. Everything's grandfathered in." I was like, okay, cool. Guess what? It wasn't grandfathered in. Wow. So it didn't close. He lost his $1,000 to me because we have a $9.99 commitment fee, you know.
Yeah.
And he lost his earnest money, so he lost like $4,000 in that deal because he thought he knew something.
Yep.
But he didn't do the research first. So it'd behoove you to do research if they're doing something special.
Okay.
Zoning is a big deal.
Okay. Great.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I'll move mute. Let me go to the next person, Travis. Unmute you there. Travis, you're live.
Yo, I have a question for the other dude. He said he owes can you hear me, Tommy?
Yeah, it's low. It's low. Is that Pat?
Yeah.
What's going on, Pat?
What's up? I was wondering, basically when you got a, say if you got a motivated seller or like, say we have a lead, if the seller is stuck at a high price, if you couldn't wholesale that, what are good ways to get his mind off that price or to get him lower?
Are you asking that for Jeff or me?
Yeah, both of you guys really.
Well, Jeff kind of deals with the person when they're ready to go. Not really. That's more of a negotiation tactic. That's more of something that you want to kind of. I mean, and I don't know if you have any experience with that, Jeff. But his question is, how do you get that person's mind off of the price, right? He's saying, how do you try to talk that seller down on price? Have you ever any experience with dealing with sellers?
A little bit.
Okay.
Now, from my perspective, here's kind of a couple things. Okay. One is you said motivated. How motivated are they? Are they about to lose their house? Is it about to go to auction? Would you rather have 5-10 grand or nothing and have foreclosure on your credit? How motivated are you? Because you know what? Your price isn't set right. You know why you're not getting any offers? That's why. It's too high.
Yeah.
And you're about to lose your house. So would you rather have 5-10 grand and go get an apartment for a few months, or have zero out on your butt and trying to figure your life out? Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Another thing I've seen other investors do, other investors do, is they'll go in, they'll make their offer, they'll bid high, okay? Then they'll go in and have their inspector knock that down and be like, okay, well, X, Y, Z, this is all wrong. We have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. There ain't no way I'm paying you that price.
Yeah.
Because I gotta fix this. Well, then you can come back at them with that. But again, that's a touch and go situation. I have one investor that does that really well. I've done multiple deals with him. He's very good at it. He's the only one I know does it, but that's the only reason I'm putting it out there is because he's done it. So it's an option. But you better know that property, that it needs this work done before the inspector even gets out there. And that way you can counteract and be like, okay, I know you're asking 130, but your foundation's jacked. The fence is falling down. The roof needs to be replaced. So you want 130, but I got to put all this money into it. How do you expect me to do that? How's that even worth it? So that's one way you can inspire a seller to come down on his price.
And Pat, let me touch on something real quick. Another way to do that is two ways real quick. And this is good for everybody on the call. Two ways is obviously you're not just showing up to that call unprepared, right? So you've done your research. You know what houses are selling for. I can't tell you how many times I've gone and spoke to sellers where they say, well, there's a house around the corner that sold for 300. And I need them. I'm like at their ARV is probably like 200, right? And they're talking about a house around the corner that sold for 300. And when I look for it, that house around the corner is really a mile away, right? So being prepared to come to the appointment with houses that have been fixed up and their comps, what they sold for, even if you just have it on your phone, on Zillow, and you can show them, hey, listen, this is the reason why I can only pay you this, because when I fix this up, when I spend the next $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on this rehab, I'm going to be able to sell it for 200. So I can't buy it from you at 180 and then put $70,000 into it. So that's one way of putting it. The other thing is this right here, right? Being able to walk around the house, use a calculator, because you know the prices of construction, and add stuff up. It's one thing for me to tell you the repair cost is going to cost $60,000. It's another thing for us to walk through the house together and add it up together one by one, and then come up with $60,000 and say, listen, this is why I can't do that, because at $60,000, if I pay you 180, I'm outpriced this market. So understanding your repair costs and doing that live with them, making them feel a part of this process, is a big key. All right.
And to piggyback on that, Tommy, on y'all's side, it's not just a big key. It gives a warm, fuzzy feeling, especially to the newer people, because they're wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and want to jump in. But I've turned people down for loans before we even did anything because I told them it's not a good deal. It's just not a good deal. You're not going to make the profit here. Move on, find something different. Okay? But if you are walking that property with them and saying, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this will be about this much, this will be about that much. And also, comps. Comps need to be within a mile and sold within the last 3 to 6 months, year at most. Okay? If they're looking at something 2 miles away.
Jeff.
Yes,
Did
sir.
everybody hear what he said? Did everybody hear what he said? He said within a mile. Okay? So this is a company that's willing to do, this is big, all right? I know you didn't understand, you just said that. You didn't really think about it because we're always talking about within a half mile, okay? So this is a company that's willing
half mile's better, but yes, within a mile.
they'll do within a mile. So I just wanted to make sure you guys heard that, okay?
And I haven't had this problem so much with my wholesalers. More I have with, no, I really haven't had that problem that much, but I lost a deal 2 weeks ago because the realtor presented the property to my borrower who's angry at me now. My borrower's mad at me because the appraiser came in $80,000 low than what they were expecting. Well, when I pulled up the comps of what was around there, it matched more closer to the appraiser. When I pulled up their comps were a year old. Well, guess what? The market's depressed since then in that particular area. Plus, the comps they were using, they're using stuff on that backs up to a golf course and a lake. This property didn't.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna present comps, they need to be comps. They can't be, well, that one, it's only a mile away. It's sold for $300. Why doesn't mine? Well, does yours have an extra acre of land backing up to a golf course? No, it doesn't. Guess what? Does yours have a fully renovated basement? You don't have a basement at all. Guess what? That's not a comp. It just doesn't work that way. It has to be a true comp. It has to be. If it's a 3-2, it's a 3-2. It's a farmhouse, it's a farmhouse. Don't take a farmhouse and put it on the golf range. You know what I mean? You got to use some common sense there.
Let
it
be.
I'm going to say, I didn't appreciate getting cussed out by the realtor when I showed him. I was like, your comps aren't comps. He's like, yes, they are. I was like, not really.
Yeah.
You're comparing apples and oranges and saying, yeah, it's in the same area. No, it doesn't have the same things.
Yeah.
You can't say, hey, this 3-bedroom should be the same as this 5-bedroom just because it happens to be next door.
Absolutely. You guys are going to understand here. And anybody who's been in the course for a little bit more, over a month and a half, and is actively learning this stuff, you don't realize how much you already know. Everybody gets this analysis paralysis type of a thing, but you guys actually know a lot more than some of these real estate agents that have been in the game. They don't understand this side of it. All they think about is their job and their little box. But we're trying to broaden you guys' horizons so you can see the big picture, not just one little small slice. So this is really good. So I don't have any more questions, but I do see some people say that they haven't received the email because the email went to Jeff, and he's going to, once he gets to his office and has some time, that long list of emails that I sent out, he's going to forward you guys what they do, his contact information. So if you find someone who wants to get into flipping, you can send them to him, and he can qualify them and see if they can be a buyer for you, right? Just return some.
Also, it's not going to be in a few hours, Tommy. It's going to be in a few minutes. As soon as I can get all the emails typed in, I'm going to do that tonight from my laptop, get everyone different loan programs that we have. I'm just going to shoot out a general one because there's too many of y'all. So I'm going to shoot out a general one. Just know that if you're in New Jersey, there is no rental program. Their rental laws there are crazy. We tried to evict a guy for 7 years. And couldn't. Yeah. Hey, every year they went back to look at the property. Literally, every year we went back to inspect the property. The guy had a brand new truck every single year, but
Wow.
never paid rent. He never paid once on the mortgage, not one time. So we
Wow.
don't do that in New Jersey. Everywhere else is cool, but Jersey's laws are screwed up, so we don't do Jersey rentals. All right, just FYI. So I'm going to shoot you out just a quick snippet of about us, what we do, and our loan programs that are available. Okay. What I would like you to do, each and every one of you that are interested, reply with the email of what area you're in. So when I have borrowers, they're like, I need some help. Because I have a wholesaler I work with, a huge one. You know, New Western Acquisitions, they're nationwide, they're huge. But I'll be honest with you, I make more money if I wholesale it out to somebody else. I just do. So I'd rather pass that information on to you. Gotcha. So let me know what area you're in. So when I have a borrower in Raleigh, North Carolina, or Denver, Colorado, that says I'm just having trouble finding a property. Here, let me hook you up with Ramona. Ramona's the only name I know right now, so sorry. But let me hook you up with Ramona. She's great. She'll find something for you. Here, let me hook you up with them. Because this is a two-way street. I don't expect you to send me everything, and I don't send you nothing. That's stupid. Yeah. This is a two-way street. I want to help you make money. I want you to help me make money. I want us to, more importantly, make the investor money. Because if we're making the investor money, guess who they're coming back to?
Coming back to us.
Exactly. So, like I said, let's all get fat and happy together.
All right, cool. So someone asked, and I always like to ask if I can. I pretty much know the answer, but I just want to make sure. They asked, some people put their information in a little late, and I had already sent the email. Can I just can I send your email to everybody else?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat right now. All right, so right now it's in the chat. So if you guys did not get your information, I think the last person where I ended off at was Taylor Hatchett was the last person I got before I hit send. So Kamara, Family Guy, Buy Homes, I didn't get you in there. A.L. McGuire, I didn't get you in there. So T. Thompson, I didn't get you in there. Corey Stafford, I didn't get you in there. D. White, I didn't. So if you're part of those people, take his email down. I just put it in the chat there, Jeff Kingsley, and just send him a quick little email saying that you were on the call here with E2E, and you'd like to be included in the group. All right, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold off on sending the mass email just to see if those people pop up so I can include them in. So I'll wait like 30 minutes after the call. Then I'll shoot out the mass email. It's going to be a general email. You know how it is. But it's going to just basically, again, say it's going to have this little blurb about us, about our company, what we do, what we're focused on, because we don't, simple. We don't do commercial. We don't do new construction. We are focused on a niche market of single-family residences up to 4 units. That's what we do. Okay, so that don't send me commercial deals because I don't do it. I just don't. Apartment complexes, I just don't do it. Trailer homes, no, we're not going to do it. You want a loan on a property that's only worth $40,000? Not going to do it. So that way you have an idea of what a buyer is looking for that fits into our box. If it's not in our box, it's a different lender, Gotcha. But again, like I said in the beginning, I'm here. Yeah. I will answer your call. I will shoot you a text. I will get back to you. And it's not like, oh, I'll get back to you Monday I had a wholesaler I just started working with, and now he's using me because his lender he's used for 4 years. He emailed him Friday, and the guy didn't get back to him until Monday. He's like, oh, yeah, I just saw your email. Yeah, let me look at that and see what I can do. That's not customer service. It's just not.
Yeah. I can personally attest that Jeff definitely answers the phone on like every time I've called, he answers the phone or text message. So you're not gonna have to worry about that with him. Great customer service on that end.
Unless the Cowboys are on. If the Cowboys are on, leave me alone.
Trash anyway. But anyway, Jeff, besides him being a Cowboys fan, he's a good guy. Real quick, so we can wrap it up. I want to be respectful of his time and everyone else's. It's 8 o'clock. I want to see, does anybody have, real quick, any last questions? Any last questions? We want to take about 2 more questions. If not, no big deal. I do want to kind of talk about something real quick. On May 5th and May 6th, May 5th and 6th, if you are in the DC, Northern Virginia area, okay? Northern Virginia. Yaya, go ahead and wave to everybody, Yaya. Say hi. Yaya said, you know what? I have a space up there. I think, matter of fact, Yaya, I'm going to take you off of mute here. There you go. So you're live there, Yaya. So Yaya has a space up there. I think it holds about 100 people or so. We're going to be doing a live event up there. This is going to be an all-day thing. It's going to be about 7 hours. We're going to break for lunch, but we're going to try to get some people together and just go through more of an intensive one day, try to get your stuff ready, get your stuff going, type of a deal here. And then the following day, for people that are interested in it, I've been getting a lot of people asking me on one-on-one coaching. It's very, very difficult to do one-on-one coaching. Obviously on a mass scale, it's just one-on-one, right? But we're planning on doing a very, very small niche group of like 5 people total on the very next day. And we're going to go out, we're going to schedule to go see some and walk some real construction sites. We're going to go out and put some buyers into your pipeline and get you set up with your business on that second day. So the first day is going to be like an intensive, get everything going, get your business running so you know exactly what to do for that. And then the second day is going to be only for about 5 people because that second day is going to be literally all day, like all day. It's like from 8 a.m. We're going to start. We're going to do a little working lunch to about 7 p.m., almost 12 hours. We're going to work, and it's designed for those people to take this to the next level to get that started. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. The first day, May 5th, it is, correct me if I'm wrong, $97, Yaya? Okay, $97. We got to pay Yaya for her space, right? She don't work for free. And we're gonna have some food there as well. So for lunch, guys, you can shoot me a message or get in contact with Yaya. Yaya, you have anything to add on that?
Nothing at all. You got everything. We'll have a flyer out in the group probably between tomorrow and Friday.
Okay.
Just, to share.
Perfect. So not something that's mandatory. If you're in the neighborhood, that's something that you want to do. If you guys are looking, if you guys want some of that one-on-one attention, but you don't happen to live close and it's something that you might want to do in your area, this is stuff that I'm only allowing and doing within our group. So there'll be people there that aren't in our group, but allowing, let's say, let me see, I'm trying to find someone that's on a, I know Duke used to be in LA, but he's not there anymore. Let's say someone that's in Boise, Idaho, right? We used to have somebody here, I think he's still on the call here, from Boise, Idaho. Let's say you're in Boise, Idaho, and you can't make it to Virginia, Northern Virginia, and you want that type of thing, you can set that up. Let me know. We can try to make that happen in your area, and we'll go from there. So you can just email me or reach out. I think most of you guys have my phone number or at least a DM. Reach out, and we'll try to make that happen for your particular area, all right? Cool. Let me see. He said, let me, Tony stupid. He said, I'm not sure if I can make it, but I can't. Let me get a bite of that food. Save a brother a plate. There's always people trying to save a plate. Well, I'll tell you.
Hey, FedEx me a plate.
All right, cool. Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Jeff, for taking the time away from your family and what's going on in your life to come enrich ours and just show us a different side of things. So I really do appreciate that. And man, guys, don't sleep on this stuff, man. This is just making you better. This is going to make you a better wholesaler. This is what's going. These are the little things that I've learned from other mentors that have made me better. And I'm just trying to pass that stuff on to you guys. Don't take this for granted. Don't take these opportunities for granted. We're extending the hand out there to help. You just got to go ahead and apply some action. So make sure you respond to those emails. Get in contact with Jeff. He's going to be able to pass you buyers that are qualified. Like, I mean, I can't make this any easier for you guys, right? He's giving you someone who says, yes, you're qualified. Just go find them a property. All right. So I can't make it any easier than that. So hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you guys take advantage of this thing, and hopefully it makes us all right. I love you guys, and we will talk to you later. Peace.
Thanks, Tommy.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. You too. All right,